This fragment is a buster. Indeed. The headline reads as follows: Soul to Soul, two short statements regarding the difficulty of the matter, and body reads, looking for somebody, waiting, at the train station. And that is the whole thing. Let us begin with what is given, and let us begin also with what is not. The fragment reads, looking for somebody, waiting, at the train station, and above it, a headline with unusual precision. Soul to Soul, two short statements regarding the difficulty of the matter. Here, in just a few words, is an entire world. Now, the most obvious thing to notice is what you already have, that the body seems to contain only one statement, or perhaps three fragments, depending on how you break it down. But the headline insists, almost with a bureaucratic solemnity, that there are two short statements, and that they are regarding the difficulty of the matter. So we are given a discrepancy, an intentional imbalance, and in that imbalance is the key. Let's look carefully. Looking for somebody, that's one. Waiting, that might be the second. At the train station, that is not a statement. It is a location, a condition, a container, a place where the other two statements happen. And yet, I want to suggest that at the train station may not be merely a passive condition, but an active third element that fuses the two earlier lines, looking and waiting, into a single embodied moment. So we begin there. 1. The station. The train station is where you go when you are not where you're going. It is neither origin nor destination. It is liminal space, threshold space. It is neither home nor away, but the trembling line between them. In philosophical language, it is interstitial, a pause in the structure. The station is a house for transition. But now ask, who lingers at the station? Two types of people, the one who is waiting and the one who is searching. And now you begin to see. This fragment is not about an activity. It is about a structure of desire. It is about two postures of the soul. 1. The rider, moving from stop to stop, stepping off the train each time to look for someone. 2. The watcher, fixed in place, watching the trains pass, waiting for someone to appear. And here is the brilliance. Both are looking. Both are waiting. But each embodies the opposite form of movement. 2. Two souls, rider and watcher. Let us give these figures shape. They are archetypes. The first soul is the seeker in motion. This one boards the train, heart full of hope or perhaps dread, carrying the image of a face not yet seen or once seen and lost. At every stop, they disembark. They scan the platform. Is she here? Is he waiting? And if not, back on the train. The journey continues. The search resumes. This soul believes that the one they seek is waiting, that they themselves must be in motion, that the burden of movement is theirs. This is the soul who cannot rest, because somewhere, someone is waiting, and not finding them would be to fail love. Then, the second soul, the waiter in stillness. This one remains at the station. The station is their place, not because they love the benches, the flickering boards, the cold of the concrete, but because they hope. They watch the doors of each train open, new faces pour out, each time their breath catches, each time disappointment or quiet relief. Still, they wait. This soul believes the one they seek is traveling, that they themselves must be the constant, the anchor, the one who can be found. This is the soul who does not chase, because to chase is to leave the place of recognition, and not being found would be to fail love. Now do you see it? This fragment, these two short statements, are not merely narrative. They are relational. They are theological. They are mythic. They are the two possible movements of the human soul when longing for another. One rides, one waits. 3. The difficulty of the matter. Now we come to the heart of the headline. What is the difficulty of the matter? Let me say it plainly. The difficulty is that these two postures cannot see each other. They miss one another by inches. They pass like ships in the fog. They mirror one another's longing, but invert the movement. One waits, one searches. But the station has more than one exit. and the train has more than one door. The seeker gets off at stop 7 and looks around platform B. The waiter is sitting at stop 7 too, but on platform A. Neither one is wrong, but neither one is found. And that is the unbearable sorrow of soul-to-soul longing. You can both be there and still miss each other. That's what makes it hard, not malice, not betrayal, but misalignment. And so, the one riding the train begins to wonder, am I foolish to keep searching? And the one waiting begins to ache. Have they forgotten I am here? And both entertain the same fear, but from opposite ends of the journey. That is the secret symmetry of longing. It mimics love, but it mirrors pain. 4. A third figure, the one who leaves the station. But the human soul is not static. We do not remain forever in one role. Sometimes the waiter, tired, worn, stands up, picks up their bag, and boards a train. I've waited long enough, they say, and sometimes the seeker, disoriented by failure, finally stops riding. I've searched enough, they say, and they sit and wait. But then, the cruelty of reversal. When the waiter boards and the seeker sits, they miss again. One goes still just as the other starts moving. This is not tragedy. This is life. But it feels like tragedy because we believed in symmetry. We believed love meant arriving at the same time. And that is a beautiful idea. But it may not always be true. Sometimes we arrive late. Sometimes we arrive early. Sometimes we never arrive. And sometimes we pass each other by, waving out the window of a train neither of us meant to board. 5. Soul to Soul. Let us not forget the title, Soul to Soul. This is not a story about bodies in space. It is not about literal stations or schedules. It is about souls, longing, movement, misfires. What does it mean to connect soul to soul? Not just to share words, not just to smile at the same joke, but to see the other not as supplement, not as project, not as cure, but as a soul with its own motion, its own cadence, its own difficult math. To go soul to soul is to abandon the script. It is to say, I don't know if you're riding or waiting, but I will stay faithful to the ache that brought me here. And perhaps that is the ultimate hope, that even if the train is late, even if we are out of step, even if we wait at different stations, the ache itself is holy, and in some strange metaphysical way, it joins us. Soul to soul is not always, I found you. It may also be, I ached for you. I rode the train for you. I sat on the bench for you. That too is love. 6. Final teaching. So what shall we do? We are given only this fragment, looking for somebody, waiting at the train station, and the promise that it contains 2 statements. Let us hold that promise sacred. 1. Looking for somebody. That is the heart in motion, the ache that searches, the refusal to give up on the idea that someone out there matches the shape of your longing. 2. Waiting. That is the heart in stillness, the courage to remain, the belief that love does not require pursuit to be faithful. And then the third phrase, at the train station. This is not a place, it is a condition. It is the human life between birth and death, a station where souls pass through. We are all there. We are all waiting. We are all looking. And every once in a while, God help us, 2 people arrive at the same place at the same time, and they recognize one another, not from memory, but from the echo of longing answered, and the train stops, and the doors open, and neither needs to ride anymore, because soul has met soul, not in perfection, not in certainty, but in shared ache. And the difficulty of the matter is that this cannot be planned. It must be lived, one ride, one wait, one soul at a time.